Jane was a great wife and mum and friend. We met when we were 23, lived together for a while and then got married after a couple of years. Had our first daughter, Olivia, and then 2.5 years later we had another daughter, Harriet. So we had a pretty normal life really, always living in Tunbridge and Tunbridge Wells. Jane said she'd found a lump in her breast. She was diagnosed with breast cancer and in 2003 had surgery and chemotherapy and radiotherapy. In 2012, the breast cancer had come back and had spread, so she had some further surgery and further chemotherapy. And then in 2014, it turned out that she had endometrial cancer, a completely different type of cancer. She then had a hysterectomy, further surgery, chemotherapy again, and radiotherapy. So in late 2015, she started forgetting things, struggling to write after a few weeks of tests and trials and stuff. And Jane was eventually, I think on the 20th of December, diagnosed with a brain tumour. And we went to see the consultant. He said, "I'm sorry, it's not good news." They told us really we could expect 12 months. Jane's condition was deteriorating almost day by day. She went from not being able to walk very well to not being able to walk without a frame in 2 days, and then 3 days later couldn't walk at all. I was having to dress Jane and clean her and shower her and all. So that was all quite hard. And the hospice at home then came out, so nurses would come out and help get Jane ready in the morning. Jane went from kind of resisting my attempts to help her to being completely compliant with them, and the whole thing went more smoothly. Even with the hospice nurses coming in, hospice at the home helping us, we were still struggling. One of the ladies suggested that maybe it was an opportunity to come into the hospice, to the inpatient ward. At that point we made the decision, yes, it's something we should do. And to be honest, a kind of weight lifted off my shoulders straight away. All the things I'd been struggling to do, there was suddenly a team of amazing nurses who were just fantastic. And I stopped being her carer at that point and became her husband again, which was really important for me. Things were deteriorating so quickly that it was going to be quicker rather than slow. Her breathing became more laboured at one particular point, and I said to the nurses, you know, something's changed, and they said, I think you better get the girls back in. So the girls came back in. We were all there with her when she died at 4:23 in the morning. It was the end of a 2-week period in the hospice. I mean, it's a tremendously difficult time, but I think it was the best it could be for Jane. She was pain-free, surrounded by her family, and in a very secure environment. Like many people, I assumed that the hospice was paid for by the government somehow, that it was all kind of funded out of tax. I was amazed to find out that it wasn't. Raising funds for the hospice has become very important for me personally, because I want other people to have the opportunity to have the care that Jane had. So we've done a few things. We've supported some of the events that the hospice runs itself, and we've done some other things ourselves. So Harriet, my youngest, she decided to run the London Marathon. I was just so proud of her, and her mum would have been too. We wanted to mark the anniversary of Jane's passing, and we spoke to the people who run the old fire station. I had a friend, Simon Sylvester, who's a chef. I asked him whether he would cook. We decided to do 2 nights rather than 1 night. We ended up having 50 people each night. So it was a really positive thing. It was a great feeling about hospice at that point, very positive. And it really helped with us coping with the anniversary and feeling that we were doing something very positive.